Alright, this is a Salem by New World of Darkness night venues involving three of the newest changelings meeting up to have lunch with Lynne. We're going to say she invited Hunter out since he's met her before. And we will begin with whichever of you three wants to go first.
I guess Hunter will enter the establishment with actually possibly next to Kadar.
Yeah, I believe
and,
all of us kind of enter at the same, probably the same
and
point.
Odell. Yep.
You will notice
Odell's like lagging behind a little bit, but he's still.
it's Hunter Lodge is the type of deco it is. It's very woodsy. And working the counter
Like
is a
this in here.
yeah.
Like
Work.
this.
Go ahead.
No shit, I like it.
Okay. Working the counter is a purple-haired changeling girl. You can tell she's a changeling. Most of the people in here are changelings. For like every 4 changelings at a table, there's one normal human.
I fuck love you too. So like, my seeming is very thin. Even in the real world, the regular mortal people are like, that guy's fucking creepy. He probably was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The guy was based off of. See, it's fucked up.
A lot of the normal humans don't look up at you, but if you walk past them, they'll stiffen up. But if you stay away from them, they're just like whatever. The girl at the counter, though, she's very polite. She'll wave at you, that sort of thing. You'll notice through her seeming, she has like multiple little eyeballs across her face.
Odell
I'll go up to
smells
the-
like ozone and the woods in the fall time when there's rotting leaves on the ground. And it's huge, and, like slumped over. He leans forward and stoops his shoulders. It's just like a massive guy. He looks like an unkept homeless man.
She'll point y'all over to Lenny's table, or Lynn, whatever you want to call her.
Okay, well, I'll walk over and plant myself in a chair that groans.
Hunter will go and stand next to Kadar.
She'll motion for you all to sit down and enjoy yourselves. She's not in a suit this time. She's in normal slacks and a dress shirt. She's got a couple briefcases beside her. And she's got a plate with a hamburger and a bunch of french fries on it.
Odell, like, slowly and carefully lowers himself into the chair.
At that stage, Hunter will take a chair.
Are you feeling better today, Mr. Hunter?
Cobwebs are fading away. That said, what has replaced them is disconcerting.
Any issues you have as your social worker, I shall correct.
You can correct these issues. I was remarking to Kadar earlier that there was a certain stink in the air. That stink is, well, complacency. I remember things in my durance, things that I did not wish to recall. I remember times I was let out. I remember the courts. I remember freeholds. I look at Salem. I look at how we have existed so far. I look at Kadar. I am happy. He is strong. He is honorable. He is smart. As I also look at Odell, he is the same. He knows of the strength that we wield. He knows of pledges. They were willing to swear a pledge. They encouraged it. And yet, you have not, nor has any freehold approached us. Why is this?
She sits the fry she was about to eat back down, and she goes, I do not normally ask for a pledge from a newcomer until they've been here at least a week. Most tend to stay a day and then they move on.
Perhaps this should change. Do you not know how they hunt, how they find us?
Her eyes actually darken a little. You see the ice spread across her skin even more. There is a reason I hide, boy. I have been hunted many times.
You hide in your hole, and others, like what I may have been, will disappear in the night due to negligence of the freehold.
I do the best I can with the reserves I have. If you
Tell
know
me,
where... Go
are
ahead.
you a monarch of your freehold?
I'm not a monarch. I am on the founding council, though. I hate that word, monarch.
In these days, I'll tell you about the king of the castle. Tell you all about him.
Things should change.
I'm not disagreeing.
It angers me that changings here have been so careless. Even with the fucking dandies going around acting as our fucking sugar daddies, who do not know us, what we are. What do we even know of them?
The same as I would know of you. I do not know every single one by name or story. I keep my eyes where I can, and the ones I know I trust not to get involved unless we ask.
This is why we have pledges.
She looks at you and she goes, I've pledged with some of them. If you're suggesting we take them all into pledge, then I will take your suggestion under consideration. I am not the only one who can ask this of them, though.
I will be pledging them for myself, and I expect other changelings to do the same. But it is more than just them. I may have been a loyalist. I may have been a bridge burner. I may have been a Fey as well. A pledge could have confirmed this, and yet you led me into your office.
There's nothing of value in my office.
Do you not value yourself?
Long as the others here are safe, then anything could happen to me. I do not care.
Then you are not Summer.
No, I
That is
am
most
not.
obvious. Hunter will look at Kada before looking around awkwardly.
She actually looks a little nervous about that and mutters, I'm sorry if I displeased you.
Are you saying that to me or to him?
To all three of you. She looks between all three of you and she looks very nervous.
Kadar will raise his hand up. I'm not here.
She'll actually shrink back when you raise your hand up.
It's an open palm facing her, like not like backhand or anything. It's like an open palm.
It doesn't matter. It's a man thing. She's actually started reaching into her pocket and shrinking away from you.
I'm not here to make enemies or bring violence. You've given the hospitality to come eat with you, and I don't intend to violate that. And he puts his hand down on the table. I understand that your way is one of assistance and passive hiding, but this is the time of summer.
Correct.
And what's Lenny's composure?
Sorry, he's asking what Lynne's composure is because he's going to roll something to find out her fear.
Okay. Let me pop it open. Her composure's a 4.
Okay.
So, he can roll or do whatever, and you can tell him later or whenever.
Never mind. I didn't even get a success.
I mean, it's not hard to tell, but yeah.
Like Hunter, she has no fear.
No, she has a fear.
She clearly.
I know your fear, Hunter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do.
Anyway, guys, PJ, go ahead.
But this is the time of summer. This is the time of retribution, of righting wrongs, and justice to reign. And I would like to speak to my summer brethren as I am taking the role of king during.
She'll pull a napkin out and she'll write 2 addresses on it. One is Salem's Elementary School, and the other one is a YMCA center. She goes, these are the only 2 people who have told me they're with the summer court.
He'll take the paper and he will fold it up.
Actually, 1 second. As Kadar puts his hands, Hunter will cover the note cover the napkin with his own.
Okay.
Before you give us the names and addresses of our fellow summer courtier.
It's not their addresses. They're public spaces. They've set up their own securities around.
Still, I think it is most polite that we are assured that you are not a royalist, and you are assured that we are neither.
That's fair. Although you already know where one of them lives, Hunter. You've been to her house.
That said, do you pledge that you are not a loyalist, that you do not serve the true Fae, that you are not an agent of their whims?
I swear.
Alright, then I too swear that I am not an agent of the true Fae, nor am I a loyalist, nor would I willingly work for them, or am knowingly working for them. Bam. We both get a glamour.
Yeah.
I
She kind of mutters about how you think she's stupid enough to give private addresses of others away.
By my brothers, all that my brother has said, I vow that what he said is true and that I am also of the same beliefs. I am not the true Fae. I am not their minions. I am not here to undermine by blood and oath.
I also pledge I don't work for them anymore.
At this point, though, she is looking at you, Odell, and she goes, one of the summer quarters has an older stepsister. She's of your kind, and she works behind the counter over there.
I'm not what? Who?
There's a summer courtier who's an ogre who works behind the bar.
No. She said one of the summer quarters has an older stepsister who is of Odell's court and works behind the counter here.
Okay.
Oh, I'll go over and talk to her, I guess.
It's the purple-haired teen. You know who it is, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
So is that all you gentlemen needed?
No, Mr. Odell had a question specifically for you.
In the meanwhile, he's a bit distracted. However, even if it is not a private address, I trust that you would make sure that before you give any means of contacting and/or tracking them down, that you would at least make sure they're pledge bound, that they are not. I am not good with words, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I've been watching you, Mr. Hunter. I would know by now, with my sort of watching, if you were too dangerous to show.
Yo, PJ, out of character. I forget what I was supposed to be asking her.
Well, you're supposed to be what?
Hold on, I'm telling
Asking
you
her.
in the chat.
Oh, you were going to ask her about your wife and your kids.
Oh, right. I remember. Got it.
Oh, of them. Oh.
But she looks at Mr. Hunter and she goes, "Without a little trust in this world, we all would sink into our madness. I trust you as far as public appearances, but I would not trust you with knowing where I live yet, or where any of the others live."
That is entirely acceptable. However, if only we lived in a world where trust was enough.
There's never going to be true trust in this world. I learned that before I was even taken.
And that is why we have pledges.
At this point, she nervously touches a chain hanging around her neck and she goes, "Pledges can be broken.
And when they
Sadly."
do, the transgressors will be punished. Every weapon at our disposal, we shall use them against our enemies. We shall use what we have taken from them against them for what they have taken from us.
Of course. Are these ones staying with you, or do I need to align living spaces for them?
We will stay with Hunter until we have made our own arrangements.
She'll actually open her purse and she'll pull out a debit card and hand it to Hunter.
Hunter will
A
take
bank
it.
card. You have up to $3,000 to use in that account for anything furniture or needs-wise.
He puts it in his jacket. Do not take my words as ill will. They are not. They are merely words of caution.
She looks like she's struggling with something for a moment, and then she goes, "It's not ill will I take from you. You just bring up the fear in me." Go ahead.
Completely off topic. Kadar will say, how do you use plastic money?
She kind of chuckles and she goes, "He's a little older than us, isn't he?"
I was going to consult the Google.
Ah. Yes, I hear there are many interesting things on the Google.
She motions both of you to follow her to the counter as she picks up the briefcases.
Sure.
I'm going to show you how to do this.
Do what?
And use that plastic money, as you call it, which is called a bank card. She takes you over there. Weave, who's talking to Odell, stops, rings up the order. She pulls out another card and she swipes it and puts in a pin. She goes, "Yours doesn't have a pin. You just have to sign a name."
I look at the card, look at the name on it.
It just says Hunt on it.
Alright.
And there you go. That's all you do. You just swipe it and go.
Hey, who's the king of the autumn court around here? Want to get up with him?
Weave chewing some gum as she rings up their order, goes, "It's Mr. Slink. Don't worry, you'll meet him. I'll take you to meet him at our next court meeting."
All right then.
Yeah.
Is he good at his job?
He's pretty good. You'll notice a lot of autumn coming off her. Her mantle's pretty heavy, and her fingers move like really. She holds her fingers together and just plucks at the keys one at a time really fast. So.
I'll be
Yeah.
staring at the changeling across the counter like she's meat.
Hey, I have the notoriety flaw, so if I don't say my name, do they know me, or? What?
If you don't say your name, they won't know you. But as she turns to look back at Hunter, though, you will notice her bottom half is a spider's bottom half. And she kind of does like that little hiss noise some spiders do at Hunter. This is how you guys see her true changeling form, not how the humans see her.
Hunter doesn't seem phased.
She'll look between you and Lynn and go, "Is this sister's new friend?" And Lynn will just shrug. And she'll kind of roll her eyes. "Thanks to you two," and she points between you and PJ's character. "My sister didn't join Autumn like me. She had to go and join Summer, the little weirdo."
The ogre's face goes he's kind of had like a little, like, okay, smirky face. It goes very still and cold.
We've talks weird. She was only, how old were you when your parents traded you, hon? And she's like, 13.
He gets very close to her. "I was fed my parents at 7. I know very much about being weird."
She'll get very, very close, and she goes, "You don't scare me, but good to know."
One doesn't need fear to know that someone's going to... And then he just trails off.
She'll go, "All right, I have to get back to work, Lynn. Anything you need?" And she's like, "Nope, just wanted you to meet your fellow quarter here and introduce him to Mr. Slink later."
Oh yeah, I didn't get your name.
The teenager will go, "My name's Weave."
Right. Olix. Olix World Law.
Her face will go a little more serious.
I mean Odell. Conrad Odell.
Her face will go very serious. Nice.
And his like eyes narrow at her.
Her hand is actually shaking a little. "I'll tell Mr. Slink and Big Mama that you're in town."
Who's that?
Big Mama is Mr. Slink's wife. She's an Autumn Quarter also.
Oh yeah. Let them know I'm in town. I want to have a talk with them.
Uh-huh. Have a nice day, Lynn. Please take your friends out of here. Okay, Lynn will take y'all out, and she'll whisper to Hunter, "I have never seen that girl scared of anything. What did he do?"
Oh, what are you talking about?
He has a reputation, but don't we all? We all did awful things. That said, never you mind, never you mind.
Of course. A couple of people are yelling, "See you later, Cinderella," at her as she leaves with you guys, and she's growling as she keeps going.
I didn't meet my parents or nothing. My dad still lives in Toledo.
That's good to know. I need to go place some flowers on some of the other changelings' graves. I will see you guys later.
Yeah.
And she'll wander off. Alright. Do we want to end the scene here?
Odell, you never asked her about your wife and kid.
No, he asked Weave. I put it in the Google. There'll be a follow-up for Odell later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you don't, I don't know, it depends on if you want to
Lynn.
do the ogre
Lynn.
and kid thing now or later.
Lynn will stop and look back.
We want to host a gathering of For the freehold. We want to know the freehold. We want to see if we can be a part of the freehold. To see who we are protecting in this city. We, the Summer
She'll go,
Court.
okay.
Can you branch out and let them know that at X date meet at X location?
She'll point up towards a very large, it looks abandoned now, mansion. We'll meet there.
That will do.
Fine.
Tell him to come to a remembrance of Laughing Sam. Any you meet, that's what I'll put up.
And you do the same.
It was good seeing you again, Mr. Hunter. Another person yells, "Hey, Cinderella, where are you going?" And she's like, "I have to get out of here."
Are you gonna turn into a pumpkin?
She does not know it was Odell who did that. All you see is a single finger fly up as she briskly walks away.
How rude.
Okay, I'm going to
What did
end
you say you wanted to
now.
do?
She may be rude, but I have her shoe.